Am I wearing the same outfit as the girl bands or no? K-pop.
K-pop.
Yes, I am.
Is.
But when we had filmed the interview, I was wearing this outfit that had been pre-filmed.
Yeah, let me look.
2 weeks past the K-pop. So technically I didn't wear it at the same time. I didn't wear it the next day, so it ain't stinky. This is just my favorite outfit. Anyways, so
I'm not wearing the same thing. I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm not wearing the same thing as when we did the interview.
No. She's wearing something. You want to tell her what you're wearing?
I went full skater. I went full skater because this is the thing. My inner heart, I am a skater.
Yes.
Did I try to learn how to skate and fail miserably? Yes, I did. Did I even have one of those little... no, I don't like it when it's in the front.
You look
like a boy?
Yeah.
I'm a tomboy, baby. Let's see, what was I going to say? Did I fail miserably trying to learn how to skate? Yes, I did. Did I have like a mini skateboard though in the back of my car just in case when I was going to college?
You wanted to whip it out?
Because I wanted to whip it out? Yes. But did I ever use it? No, because I was afraid of face planting.
And we donated that to...
Anyways, I am wearing this beanie that Natalie gave me.
Leslie also just said what the title of the episode is, but you also read it, so...
Yeah. It's Skater today. Natalie gave me this. Best Christmas present ever. She's a great gift giver when I tell her what I want.
No, in general, I'm a great gift giver.
Yeah, sometimes. This is one of my many concert merch. This is from the Wallows concert. Absolutely loved their merch, and it's giving like skater Y2K, but it's funny because it's Wallows. Some baggy jeans, and then I'm gonna insert the picture of the shoes I wish I wore, which are, my mom used to call them tortas. But y'all know these chunky skater shoes. I have my Golas right now, which are great, but I feel like those give more, you know. They were just really dirty. And then yeah, so what are you wearing? You're the same.
Yeah, same thing. Just go back to K-pop.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just add the clip.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that is what we are wearing. Do we have anything for just a girl?
Yes, I do. Guys, I'm a little yapper today, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have been watching Rivals. If you are on TikTok, you know. This is how you do H-gap romance, guys. I'm sorry. I'm in love with the trope now. I get the hype. Also, that show is so good. You have David too, who's like, the way I like call him, like he's my best friend. You know, David. You have Aiden Turner, which we loved him from Pole Dark. I think that's also why I started watching it. And then the main character, the guy who plays Rupert, he was in the Red Sea Diving Resort or something like that with Chris Evans, which I watched it because of Chris Evans. Great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
But that show is so good. It's
really good.
Literally so good.
Yeah.
I can't even explain it. The girl who plays Taggy low-key reminds me of Florence Pugh, which I'm like, is she gonna be our next great actress? Probably.
Wobbly.
Anyways, that show's so good. Go binge watch it. I am contemplating rewatching it, and I literally just finished it. Nallie's like judging my hair.
No, I haven't watched it, so maybe you can rewatch it with me.
Okay, I'm down.
But the thing is, I can't. This is my thing. I can't watch it like one day, one episode. No, I have to binge it. I feel like that's a show for me that I know I have to binge because I'm gonna get hooked on it. So I think that's the big thing.
So good.
So yeah.
So go watch it. Go do yourself a favor so we can get a season 2 because I need to know what happens. If you have already watched it though, and sorry, my hair. If you have already watched it though, guys, that ending, like it could have gone the typical way, but I knew that it wasn't gonna go the typical way. That ending, guys.
Yeah.
What happened to David? You guys, or his character?
Harry was named by People Magazine Sexiest Musician of 2024.
Yeah. Did we talk about this last week?
I don't know. What's his face? Jeremy Allen White was Sexiest Tattoos.
Okay.
For 2024.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Sexiest... I don't know what he won, but the main character from season 2 of Bridgerton won something as well. I don't know what he won, but he was something as well that was iconic.
I love it.
Fucking play.
Oh. Okay, another.
Mierda. There you go.
Another thing too, if you guys are book talk girlies like me, we had some book talk news. Two things. This is if you're keeping up with the book talk for the shows or the movies, whatever, coming out. We had Dylan O'Brien talk about funny story. Guys.
He read it.
Guys, he read it. Guys.
He loves Emily Henry.
He's a fan.
So Emily Henry, do your thing.
If you guys were here last week,
we yapped
about this. We did. I told you.
We'll always yap about it.
Okay.
So
we were right.
When this video gets uploaded, this audio gets uploaded.
If we have any
video, audio, and we get the announcement that he is of it, we manifested it.
We did. You heard it here first. Folks.
First here.
Okay,
it doesn't matter if it was under the works. You heard it first here.
Secondly, we also had the girl who's gonna play the lead character in Bridgerton season 3. Is it season 3 already? 4, sorry. Which we all know we're excited about this season. I can't. He's my favorite book, favorite everything. Him and Eloise. Okay. Anyways, so we had her on the red carpet. I think she was promoting something else, but they asked her about Bridgerton, what she could say about it. All she said, guys, is that he is giving Mr. Darcy. Guys, the hand flex. Guys.
That's all.
So all the stars are aligning for all of our book talk girlies. Go watch the shows. Go read the books. It's fall time. Get yourself a nice cup of tea. I don't know why my hands keep doing this.
I don't know either.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's fall time. Cozy season. We love it.
And that's a wrap for I'm Just a Girl.
Yep.
And this is the intro to our podcast. Hi.
He was a skater boy. She's a sorry. Hi, I'm Leslie Marie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the
We Are Fashion Late podcast,
where we talk about
the clothing we wear and the untold but very true stories about why we wear
what we wear.
Didn't
even have to look at the notes, folks.
Hi,
I feel like we could do a rap out of that.
My name is Natalia, and this is the podcast called Why We Wear What We Wear. We are Fashion Late.
Why do I feel like I need to snap? But that's different. That's poetry.
Okay,
that was poetry. Just kidding.
Something.
Okay. Let's start off with the history of skating. Again, I feel like this was a very early 2000s trend. We've seen it in streetwear, but how did it become something that was like streetwear to we've seen it on the runway, guys. We've seen it on the runway.
We've seen it in
we've seen it in Vogue.
industry. We've seen it in the street style. We've seen it everywhere.
Yes, we have. So first, let's talk about skateboarding itself, right? How did it start? Why did it start? What's all this about? If you guys aren't unfamiliar with the sport, because it is a sport. So it has a very rich and vibrant history, right? That goes through several decades. But basically, it's kind of a pastime from surfers. So when they weren't able to like ride the waves because, you know, the weather, they kind of practiced, or they really just like wanted to get that feeling again. And so they did it, but with skateboarding, which is so interesting that it's derived. Is that the right word? Or is that a college?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I mean,
sorry. I had an
English.
energy shot, which, by the way, if I could find it, like, guys, best energy shot in the world.
What do you mean if I could find it? Where is it in my car?
Let's see. Yeah. This energy shot, the best. Woke me up. Went on a 45-minute run. / walk.
More like walk.
Hot girl walk. Because Natalie doesn't believe that I run.
No. She does not.
I was out of breath a little bit, just a little bit. Point of view, me heaving. Just kidding. Okay. So, sorry. Basically, it's all about the roots of surfing, how that transitioned into skateboarding, right? So obviously it had its influences in the 1950s from surfing, but the first skateboards were wooden and they were handmade, right? Again, because it was in the 1950s, it was very much still about surfing. But the popularity for it kind of started in the 1960s, where it became like these boards were more commercially manufactured, meaning that you could buy them, not have to make them. So it moved from DIY to like an actual
produced.
Then in the 1970s, we had new skateboarding innovations. And so this had a lot to do with like the designs. It had to do with the material that was used. So they used polyurethane for the wheels, which helped with like the grip, and it just helped with like moving. So like with them being able to like do tricks, because it became more of like a sport. It was still like very leisurely, but it became more of like, let's try to do tricks, let's try to innovate this and create this into something more. And then the culture also expanded, which again has a lot to do with the fashion and the music of it. I think that's ultimately how the trends kind of evolve and grow.
So you don't necessarily have to know how to skateboard, but you can give yourself the name of a skater boy or skater girl with just the way that you dress. Especially for Vans, because Vans is very like a big partner with like skateboarding, and like most of their gear is designated for skateboarders.
But we all wear it
now. Well, we
half
all
of
wear
us, more than half of us are not skaters, and we wear it.
My dad wore it.
Yeah, he was not a skater.
He
Thought he was,
but it was not.
But I am my father's daughter, and we did not know how to skateboard.
We do not have a skateboard.
Yeah, so it really had to do, and it's kind of interesting because it started with punk rock references. So people who would like listen to punk rock, dress a little punk rock, that kind of like group kind of also became associated with skating in a way. Like there was like obviously like friendships and groups and like things like you would meet up, which you can kind of tell in the clothing. There's a bit of punk influence, and obviously in like skater songs, skater music, it is more like rock. So yeah, and it had to do a lot with like the rebellious attitude. Then we started having like skate parks. So now it wasn't just something that you'd find a random park and like kind of DIY like tricks. Like now you actually had a park designed, which was pretty cool. But it's crazy because it also reached a decline during the 1970s because it also met with a whole bunch of safety concerns. So there was more restrictions with like, because it became like this like phenomenon that they kind of felt like they had a control in a way. So all of these restrictions kind of made it less appealing to people who were starting out. But then we had a renaissance in the 1980s, 1990s, more so the 1990s, which I feel like like we know about amazing skaters who like, even if you've never skated before, like their name shows up, which we'll be talking about shortly. But yeah, so basically there was like a resurgence in skateboarding, and it started with vert skating in the 1980s, which is basically vertical skating, which has to do with like doing the ramp tricks and the pipeline tricks, which is like people like Tony Hawk, who are very well known for having like done those tricks and having pioneered the way for skateboarding. And then we have more of like a street skating, so it also became kind of this like in urban areas, like it became this kind of thing, like a social thing that people would do. And then in 1995, not only the year that I was born, but it was also the year
the queen who was born. But it was the passenger princess,
me. But it was also the year that the X Games were born. So if you know anything about anything, this
is the most important.
Yes.
Les was born in 1995.
That too. But this is more mainstream, and it became like a boost in popularity because people started wanting to watch the X Games, which is in a way kind of like their Olympics. But we'll talk about the Olympics and skating more. But yeah, then in early 2000s, Y2K baby, we have the globalization now. It wasn't just like something that was known in the urban, areas. It became global, and we had brands like Vans, and we had more partnerships with skaters like Tony Hawk. And so it became more of a professional sport. So you had professional skateboarders. And it even reached Olympic recognition, right? So we know now that obviously if you watch the Summer Olympics, skating is one of them, but it started with the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, where they were able to take it into the Olympics to that magnitude, which is kind of crazy to see it evolve from kind of like another sport and almost like just like a thing to do in the leisure time to now being global, being considered its own sport and its own genre of fashion in a way.
Sorry, that bird.
Yeah, I heard that and it kind of creeps me out, and I was like, it gives, what is that book that has like the black crows?
I don't know.
It's one of the ones that Nelly won't read because she's scared.
I'm scared. And what?
It's literature.
And what's wrong?
Literature.
What's wrong with that?
All right, streetwear aesthetics, Natalie.
I might have zoomed in, so I'm just gonna talk right here, just because that mic was all down.
Was the mic even on?
I don't know, girl. You set up. You didn't turn it on.
Maybe.
It's dead. Oh no.
Oh no.
She didn't turn it on.
Sorry.
I will talk into this mic then.
Sorry, if you guys notice the difference
in the
volume,
volume, it's because of Leslie. So I'm going to keep this right here while I wrap this little next topic up. We're going to wrap it. We're going to wrap it
Speed fire
in a big little red ass bow because it's Christmas. Anyways, so the fashion influences in pop culture that are related to skateboarding. We have the streetwear aesthetics that we see in a casual comfort type of vibe, aka what Leslie is wearing. So it emphasizes a lot about comfort and functionality. As Leslie talked about, they get dirty. They get broken bones. They get hurt. They get this. And what is better for them than lighter clothes and a functional type of clothing item and garment? They can't be over here layering. They can't be over here with the biggest sweater or the biggest pants. Like, they gotta be light. This has everything to do with to weight, like engineering and all that shit. This has everything to do for them for skateboarding and completing their tricks. So loose fitting clothing allows a freedom of movement, so it can't be as tight. We have t-shirts, hoodies, baggy jeans, are staples in the skate fashion. Simply Miss Avril Lavigne.
Yep.
She was a skater boy. See that music video. That's it. Then we have logos and graphics, especially skate brands often featured bold graphics. As a graphic designer, that is very much true. I like to always reference back to Vans. Vans's logo is very bold. It's very out there, and it is type of logo that you can see the outline of it and you know it is Vans. You can see this waffle type of
even the
heel sole. You know it's Vans. It's like they mark their thing of who they are as a brand, and that has everything to do with the logo and the apparel and the slogans as a brand. It like contributes to a very distinctive and recognizable aesthetic that we know. The skate shoes.
We have Nike SB. We have DC shoes.
We have Vans.
Which, let's talk about this. My tortas. My mom would call them tortas. They have been known for decades. My mom would gaslight me and be like, girl, why are you wearing that again? Like, me as like, you know, in elementary school, made fun of me about it. Then, plot twist, we love my grandma. What?
Like, wait. They're like, wait.
Sorry.
Wait. Their airplane wanted to make a feature.
Sorry.
Yes.
Then my grandma, love her. R.I.P. to both of you queens. She literally brings out pictures. Brings receipts. Guess what my mother is wearing in the 1980s? Same exact shoes. That's all I'm saying. So they've been iconic for a really long time.
Finishing off with the streetwear, just because this next interview is very jam-packed with information from a skater himself. So we're just going to give you the rough of the woman of the fashion of everything. You have beanies, you have caps, okay, what Leslie's outfit is wearing. This offers a very practicality and style to what they're wearing. They have backpacks and bags that are functional, often featuring skate brand logo designs, and also essential for them carrying their like gear, their skateboard, their this. Especially if you know, when you're in college, you see people riding their skateboards. Sometimes they have those ties in the backpack to like hold the skateboard, you know, while they're going to class, you know. So they have that extra little thing that they need. So we have a lot of crossovers that we see influence in high fashion brands. This allows a lot of collaborations. This allows the luxury fashion houses to kind of open this demographic of streetwear, and that we often see in a lot of celebrities in their style. It made a lot of cultural impact in the music, in the arts, and the artistic expression, especially with people in their skateboards. They do a lot of either stickers, they customize it, they do artwork, they do all this different stuff. And then we just have a couple of celebrities that we do name in the interview, or our interviewee also names in the interview. So
without further ado, it is my pleasure to be interviewing the one and only, my cousin.
Alberto. Oh, I said that.
You said that so wrong. Beto. We call him Beto. That's what we call him. He owns this brand, and he has been skating his whole life. So please enjoy this next part where he literally schools us in a good way about skateboarding.
Yes.
From a true skateboarder.
Yes.